All right. Um, So listen, as far as the injuries go, we really don't have any to announce to you today. When you're out there, Neil Farrell has been excused just for personal reasons. So, and then he'll be back here tomorrow. Look forward to the challenge of playing the Lions. We know they're a heck of a football team. They finished the season strong last year, and Dan's done a great job with that group over the last couple of years, and he's got a couple of good coordinators. He's got good players, and so our guys know that, and we're going to prepare ourselves for a heck of a football team and in a great environment here at Arrowhead. Anyways, with that time, yours.
Andy, Chris is not here today. Does this end the possibility that he could play on Thursday night?
I can't tell you that. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what his agenda is or when he's coming or not coming, but we're rolling right now. I haven't put much thought into that part, Adam.
Andy, was it on your radar at all, even in OTAs, that you could be entering week one without him? Did you foresee getting this far?
And listen, you're never sure how it's going to work out. I mean, you're dealing with too many people and on this type of thing, so these things can go either direction. And I don't spend a lot of time on it. I've got 90 guys or had 90 guys in the off season that we need to make sure we're going in the right direction. So, and then now we're getting ready to play a game. So you're either here or not here, and that's how I go about it.
Coach, now that obviously with him not being here, how do you keep the noise out the locker room, knowing that you all are going to be asked over the next few days?
Yeah, the guys know. They know how the business side works, and the guys that have a chance to play are excited to do that. So that's I'm not worried about that part.
When you look at the Lions, though, Coach, when you look at the Lions, Aiden Hutchinson, what kind of challenge do you see him facing off against Donovan this week?
Yeah, well, he's a good player. He plays both sides, so he goes right or left. But he's a heck of a player. Their defensive front is solid, man. They're a good bunch right there. So the offensive line's got to really have a good week of preparation for that.
Could we know that Karius has been recovering behind the scenes? What's his status for this week, Thursday night?
Yeah, well, right now he's good to go. So he's moving around pretty good.
Same on Sneak.
Yeah, yeah. We'll just take. We'll take it day by day. But right now, I tell you, they're good to go.
Andy, how do you feel about your pass rush without Chris, but also Omenihu as well?
Yeah, we'll be okay. We got good players, so we'll be all right.
You said Neil's sitting out this practice, but just for the first game, do you anticipate having him up, or are you is that a wait and see thing? I guess, how do you anticipate?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll just get him back here tomorrow and see, see how he does working himself in there. He's in shape. That's one thing he is, because he's been playing. So I'm not worried about that.
I know there's a playbook and everything. Is there a chance he plays Thursday?
There's a chance, yeah, there's a chance.
Coach, knowing that you get a chance to kick off the NFL season, getting the host, that means you obviously won the Super Bowl. How excited are you and the players to be able to start the season off right and have the eyes of the world focus on you?
Yeah, the guys are. Listen, right now, the guys are focused in on the Lions, and so all the other stuff, is how it is. I mean, it's always going to be an exciting environment, but right now we've got to make sure we're not looking at all that stuff, and we're looking at the Lions. They get your attention when you watch the tape.
What stands out from Jared Goff when you see him on film?
Yeah, Jared's a good player. We know that. We had that one game with him at the Rams a few years back, and we have a lot of respect for him. And then he had a heck of a year last year. So we're aware of Jared. Yeah.
Andy, since Kadarius didn't play in the preseason, is there anything that you particularly want him to get out of this week that you feel like he's prepared to be an active role in Thursday's game?
Yeah. So just practicing. He practiced the other day, fast, and he'll get in there today and do the same thing, and then we'll just take it day by day, make sure he's feeling all right, with his leg. And I tell you the same thing, Yeah, with Snead, I mean, same deal. I mean, we're just gonna play it by ear. But
Given the fact that he hasn't seen a lot of reps, plan to ease him back in a little bit, or if he's ready to go, is he full now?
yeah, so we've got enough guys where we can, we rotate anyway. So it's, I think he'll be all right. Yeah.
The opening game of the season, is it still get you juices flowing? Is it still different from a normal week? And, is it the same as when maybe, when you were younger back in the old days?
Younger, I appreciate that. Yeah, no, it's exciting. I mean, it's great to get the season going, is what it is. I mean, that's where you get excited. You understand it's a long season, but you're focused in on every game, and you maximize yourself every game. So this week it's the Lions, and you're dug in and cranking on that. But the important thing to the players, especially the new guys, the young guys, is that it's faster than what we just had. It's not preseason, so the tempo obviously ramps up another notch.
And
Couple more,
obviously-
guys.
Obviously, you can script sort of the opening plays of the game, but as the game wears on, middle, late in game, how concentrated are you gonna be to make sure all the wide receivers are involved and that, they're in rhythm late in the game?
Yeah, we'll see. We'll play it, see how it works out. But we have the flexibility to do that. But we'll just see how things go. I think we got a good plan for that. Aaron's going to give you a million different looks on the other side, and he does a great job coordinating that thing. And so it's important that our guys focus in on getting to know what he does, and then that we have the confidence that they can function out there, and if they get a chance, that they function there.
Coach, talk about what you see on film, but when you look at the tape of the Detroit Lions, what do you see offensively that they do so well?
Yeah, well, it starts with our big guys. They got a nice group of offensive linemen. Obviously, the quarterback is a heck of a player. They've got a new addition in there, with the rookie that is a dynamic player, and they've got good wide receivers and tight ends. I mean, they're fully loaded at all the different spots. It showed that last year. So you've got to be ready for the run game, pass game. They do a variety of different things. Ben does a nice job with the offense. So.
Last four.
Now that it's game week, you guys have had the target on your back all off season, but now that it's here, knowing the Lions are a very motivated team, how do you make sure that the guys are motivated as well to play even higher than what they maybe played last year, knowing that now they got the target on their
Yeah, sure. Well, the guys know all that. They understand that. That's how they work. So they're not going to change that part. And that comes with the territory, and you got to make sure you're ready. The only way to get ready, though, is get good at today, and start there, and let's practice and make sure that we have an idea what the defense and offense from the Lions are doing, and then what we're doing offensively and defensively. Likewise on special teams.
Aaron, this week starts the official title defense. It's been 20 years since the team went back-to-back Super Bowl victories. Why do you think it's so hard to go back to it?
Yeah, I tell you, it's hard to get one. Took me 20 years to be on that end of it, and so to have that opportunity with these guys. So it's tough. It's a tough deal. So you don't you don't look at that. You look at what you can control, and that's your play like right now. And so you have a good day today, and you back it with another good one tomorrow, and then you get yourself ready mentally and physically to play against a really good football team. And then everything else takes care of itself. But you got to take care of business now.
Andy, just for background understanding, you say you don't spend much time on the Chris situation and that there was, I guess, no communication between you and him last week. When was the last time you talked to Chris? And I guess, did you think that conversation went well, or you were able to express your desire to have him with the rest of the guys?
Nate, not trying to be a lawyer, but I don't really want to talk about it, about my thing with him or anything else there. But I'm going to just tell you, Veach has had communication there and with his agent. So it's, that's the important thing right now.
Last one. I had a little more of a lighthearted question. We lost a fellow cheeseburger aficionado and fan of Hawaiian
Yeah.
shirts on Friday. Do you have any good Jimmy Buffett stories, or were you a fan or anything?
Yeah, I saw him play a few times at the Greek Theater in L.A. Great guy. Very few guys can be a great singer, writer of that, and a writer, period, of books. And he did it all, man. I mean, Renaissance man. And then he still sailed through the Bahamas.
All right, thank you.
All right, guys.
Studied at all other teams that have been trying to repeat? Obviously, you guys are one of those teams, but just pinpointed maybe the difficulty of it beyond just it being hard to win in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not necessarily study other teams. Try to learn from what we did last time when we were trying to repeat. Obviously, getting to the Super Bowl and losing, but just trying to learn from that stuff, take the positives, and learn from what we didn't do that to get us that second championship in that year. So definitely looking at that, but not necessarily other teams.
What have you learned from that?
Yeah, I think just not being satisfied with getting wins or having some early success. You have to keep building. I think you learn that a lot in the NFL is you might have a great start to the season, but as the season goes on, you have to keep building or other teams are going to catch you. And you want to be the best team at the end of the season just as much as you want to be the best team at the beginning.
If you remember this time last year, you were talking about the wide receivers, and you said, hey, fantasy players are going to hate us because there's going to be a different guy each week. How do you feel, looking at this year's group, how do you feel about that? I mean, you ready to say that kind of thing again about this year's group?
Yeah, I mean, you just add 2 more receivers to it. We have a lot of talented receivers. A lot of them can do a lot of things, and we're going to try to use that to our advantage, moving guys around, giving guys the opportunity to make plays. And that receiving room's taking pride with being a room that can go out there and excel no matter who is the guy getting the football.
Patrick, Coach said that Kadarius's practice over the last couple days. I just wonder from your perspective how he looks and how much of it is a positive that he could be available for Thursday's game.
Yeah, I mean, obviously a positive. I mean, the talent that he has, the competitor that he is, to be able to go out there and have that weapon, it would definitely be a huge positive. He's done a great job in the practices that he's been in so far, and I'm looking forward to him continue to step up and be even better and be more like his normal self, which, I mean, honestly, going out there the first day and first few days and seeing him, he looks like KT, and so I'm excited for that. He put a lot of time in that rehab process so that he can get himself ready, hopefully, to play in this first week.
Patrick, when you look at what Detroit brings defensively, coming off of last year and then what they've garnered over the last season, what challenges have you seen on film that they present to you often?
Yeah, I mean, the obvious thing is they play hard. Like, they play hard the entire game. No matter if it's a good play, bad play, they're going to come back that next snap and play extremely hard. And then they do a lot of great stuff scheme-wise. They had a lot of young guys playing last year. You could see even throughout the season how they grew and got better and better. And then they added talent. I mean, they added Sutton from the Steelers. They had Gardner Johnson. Obviously, I've played him a couple times. Great football player. And so they've added talent with young guys and veterans, and they play hard and they got better even last year. So we know it's gonna be a heck of a football game. And if we don't play our best football, we're not gonna go out there and win.
Watching training camp and preseason practice, it seems like you have a boosted rapport with Sky just year to year. Where have you seen him maybe grow that you didn't see as a rookie last year?
Yeah, I think he just got more comfortable within the offense. It's a hard offense to learn. We threw a lot at him. We wanted it because he had to play a lot of different spots last year, and I thought he got more and more comfortable as the season went on. And then obviously coming into the OTAs and into training camp, it was even at another level. And so I'm excited for him to showcase kind of where he's at. I mean, he's always been talented, but how comfortable he is within the offense, getting more opportunity. I'm excited for him to go out there and show everybody kind of what I've been seeing.
What stands out when you see Jared Goff's tape?
Yeah, I mean, he's a great football player. I mean, no matter if it was at the Rams or last year with the Lions, I mean, he's always put up stats. He's always won games, and that takes something. I mean, be able to win a game whenever everything might not be going perfect, you have to have something inside of you that says, like, I can go out there and find a way to win, and he's done that his entire career. Obviously, talented thrower, big guy that can go around and make a lot of big-time throws, but he's won everywhere he's been, so I know it's going to be a great challenge for us.
What do you remember from that Rams-Chiefs, the 50-point game, going back and forth, any memories from that one?
Yeah, like I said, it was another game where, I mean, even though there's a lot of points scored, not everything went great for either side of the ball, and we all battled, and they ended up coming out on top. And so what I remember is I think I had like 4 or 5 turnovers. So I had 2 fumbles, 3 picks. So that's what I remember from that game. Everybody talks about the numbers and the stats, but that's what kind of lost the game. So that'll stick with me for a while.
Patrick, you've been doing this for a while. How difficult is it to prepare for week 1? Because I'm sure you can go back and study last year's tape, but do you see a lot more wrinkles week 1, week 2 that are a little harder to prepare for since you don't know what they've worked on in the offseason?
Yeah, I think especially with this coordinator with Glenn. I mean, he does a lot of different stuff. He's very game plan specific. So even throughout the season, it would be a little bit more wrinkles and stuff like that. But you can tell when he has time to study the team. He has a good job of scheming them up and putting out different coverages that he might not have shown before that he thinks will work against the team he's playing. And so we have to have a good understanding of that. Obviously, we want to start fast, but being able to recognize the wrinkles as fast as we can on the sideline, make those adjustments, and continue to play. I mean, it's going to be a fight. And I've said that to all the guys is that this team's coming in and they expect to win and we expect to win. So that's when you get the great football games.
Detroit's defensive line with Hutchinson there, how have you seen him progress from his last year's tape to now, and how much of a threat that defensive line is? Because you guys face a lot of defensive lines, knowing that you got a new offensive line there too.
Yeah, no. I think that he was one of the guys I was talking about. You could see at the beginning of the year he played hard. He was trying to figure everything out, but as the season went on, he really kind of started to come into his own. And so he's a great football player. The reason he was drafted where he was drafted and the reason he had success in college where he did. I mean, he's a great football player, has the physical talent, but also a smart football player. I mean, he has 3 interceptions last year, so he can do a little bit of everything. And so we have to account for him every snap because he's a game changer type of player, and we can't let him affect the game on some of those big moments.
And live bullets now in your offensive line, especially with the tackles. How your confidence level has to be pretty high after that preseason where you didn't get touched. So what do you feel like going into a regular season game?
Yeah, no, I'm always confident in my guys, offensive line, everybody. I'm confident in them, and I know they've been working their tail off, and they're excited to showcase what they have and what they've been doing. And so I think it's just taking that next step. Obviously, preseason is one thing, but taking that next step into the regular season will be big. And it's not always going to be perfect, but how are you going to battle throughout the entire game to find a way to win?
Last year you and Marquez didn't really have the connection early on. It went until later in the season, especially the playoffs. How confident are you all that in the two of you all's connections starting the season off?
Yeah, I think you saw kind of similar to Sky as the season went on. I mean, we were always kind of having some success, but we missed a couple of shots here and there. But as the season went on, we started to hit those shots, and I think it just continued through OTAs and through training camp. And that just comes with the quarterback receiver relationship. I mean, he knows where I want him to be, and I know what he's great at and how I can excel on that. And so that just comes with time and reps. And so I'm excited to kind of showcase that in Thursday. I mean, and the rest of the season is that we've kind of worked on that type of stuff, and hopefully we can hit those ones that we missed at the beginning of last year.
And Patrick, you said a couple weeks ago you didn't anticipate the Chris Jones thing getting to this point. Just what are your thoughts now that it looks like you're prepared for week 1 without him?
Yeah, I mean, at this point, you kind of just prepare to play the game with the guys that are in the building, and let the front office and stuff handle that. Yeah, we got a tough test with the Detroit Lions, and we're going to try to focus on how we can win with the guys that are here.
Patrick, was there ever a time, we've talked about your contract a lot, was there ever an expectation or thought that maybe other people might do the same as far as trying to keep the whole group together and figuring out ways to do that?
I mean, I know how special it is here, and I know how special of a thing we got going. And so, I never try to stay. I stay out of contract stuff, but I know I'm lucky to be in this place, and I want to go out there and win as many championships as I can.
With Chris Oladokun winning that third quarterback job, what have you learned about him in the past year? What do you see on the practice field that if you needed him in a game that he could step up?
Yeah, he's been. I know people talk they say like a sponge. Like he's been soaking up kind of everything, as far as learning from Chad, learning from Shane last year, and then learning from Blaine now. And he's always had talent. I think he showcased that every time he's played. But being able to become an NFL quarterback is different. I had to go through that process, and so I think he's done a great job of learning. And then he showcased that in the preseason of how he's kind of evolved and taken that next step. And so I'm excited for him to continue to learn. I mean, he has a ton of talent, and hopefully he's not taking my spot, but hopefully he have a spot in the NFL somewhere at some point.
Thanks, Patrick.
What's going on?
And
Go for Justin.
you ready to get this thing started?
Oh yeah, excited about it. Feels like we just blunk and now we're right back in the middle of the football season. So excited to get back on the field and get to it.
Is there something about an opening game that's just different? Does it feel different than a week 8, week 12 game?
I think there's something special about it in the sense that you're kicking off the entire season. You get everyone's excited for the football season to start, but we get a 3-day head start in front of everybody else. We'll be the only game on TV. All eyes on us. Playing a very good Detroit Lions team that finished the season strong last year. So it'll be a good game, and we're really excited about playing Arrowhead anytime we get the chance to because our fans are unbelievable.
Casting a wide net, what do you see in the Lions offense that they're bringing to the table here?
Yeah, I really like the rookie Jamar Gibbs that they brought in. Very dynamic player. I actually know some guys that played for New York that did the joint practice against him, and they had a lot of good things to say about him, just about how explosive he is, making plays in space. Got the rookie tight end that they brought in too, good pass catcher. Of course, St. Brown actually played against his older brother when we were back in college, Equanimous, when he was at Notre Dame. So he's a very talented player, and I like number 11 for him too. All in all, tough football team. Coach Dan Campbell does a great job with them, and you can see that in their mentality and their offensive line that they want to be a physical football team, and we want to go out there and match that.
It's been a topic all offseason with Chris not here, but now that it's game week and it appeared, at least he's not here today, how does the defense just make sure they're, ready to go, and how confident are you guys?
Yeah, it's the same thing as if a guy got hurt in the middle of the season. The situation is what it is with it. Chris is one of the best players in the NFL. But at the end of the day, we're going to have to roll with the guys that we got. If I were to go down, or Nick were to go down, or even Patrick Mahomes were to go down, there's somebody that has to step up and, go play their best football. We got to find a way to get a win.
You guys have been forward with just your goals for this year as a defense. Looking back, maybe week 18, what do you want people to say about your defensive efforts for the whole year?
Man, just a physical. I want guys to remember that. I want them to look at their bodies on Monday and see a couple bruises on it and be like, man, those guys hit hard. They played fast. Felt like, they're coming at us 100 different directions. And, they were just a hard-fought team, well-coached, very disciplined, all those things. Good tacklers. And you want to make the big plays when you have the opportunities to. So a lot of experience coming back this year. Should be able to brush past some of those growing pains early in the season last year, and a couple new faces that we're bringing along, Mike Edwards, Chamari, a couple other rookies that are going to have their opportunity to shine too.
What's your confidence level in Cook in this expanded role now that you've kind of seen him work through the whole
Yeah, he's ready. I mean, Cook was ready last year. Every time he got a chance to step on the field, he made the most out of it, and it's time to shine right now. So he's very confident in himself, which you need to be, and we have confidence in him too that he's going to go out and execute.
What's it going to mean to you to see a banner raised and know that you helped bring a Super Bowl trophy? This is kind of the final chapter of that celebration.
Yeah, I mean, the page is already turned on it. I honestly probably won't even see the banner go up. I'm going to be focused on getting prepared for playing a football game against the Detroit Lions and focusing on this season. What we did last year was great, but that's last year, and that won't help us win a football game this year. It just paints a bigger target on our back, and we know we're going to get everybody's best shot. So we're going to have to play our best ball and be prepared for it.
Do you like the fact that the target's on your back?
Yeah, I mean, when you want to play against good football teams, you can't judge yourself by just playing against bad opponents. When you get to get everybody's best shot, there's a level of respect and just that competitive nature when you get everybody's best shot. All cards are on the table. There's no excuses, and you go out and you play, and it's man on man, a battle of wills, and see who comes out on top.
Why do you think it's been so long since the team has gone back to back and winning consecutive Super Bowls?
Well, the simple answer is that it's freaking hard. It's the NFL. Good teams turn to bad teams quick. Bad teams turn to good teams quick. There's dynamic in how the roster movement happened. It's always a new season, and you got to earn it every year. It's by no means easy, but it's exactly what we aim to do, and that's what we're shooting for.
You have one corner in the secondary, and Darius Rush. I know he's brand new, but do you have any initial impressions of him?
Been deferring that to my guy Trent McDuffie since they played together at Washington. But he's a tall guy, smart guy. Played some time in Carolina, and he's going to help us this year.
Anybody else? Thanks, everybody. Thanks,
Cool.
Justin.
Appreciate it.
Is there a difference between an opening game and one later in the season?
I think obviously a little bit different. First time you either go out there with your teammates when it really counts. Again, as regular season versus preseason training camp, the level of anticipation, opponent's going to be a little better, playing a little bit harder. All the things kind of factor into it. But again, it's game by game. It's a long season. Right now, we have a great opportunity ahead of us, open up the season at home, in front of a home crowd, and kind of get going for the season.
Justin mentioned Jahmyr Gibbs, the rookie running back.
Yeah.
What's the challenge of going up against such a dynamic weapon in his first game, just considering there is no film on how they use him at all?
Yeah, man, you kind of just got to go off a little bit of tape you got from college, a little bit of preseason. But when you watch the tape, you obviously can tell he's dynamic. Speed is definitely his friend. He's able to get the ball, get upfield, make one cut, man, and it could be a house call. So we understand the challenge we have ahead of us. Again, he hasn't had much tape out there, so we really don't know how he's going to be used or how they plan on using him early, especially get him a lot of touches early, get him involved, and try to see what he can do with the football.
Is it the fact that you have pretty much all of St. Joe and everything to prepare without Chris Jones, does that kind of help you in this sense that you know what your unit has going into this first game without him?
I feel like kind of through our training camp, we're able to get young guys reps, get a lot of people a chance to play. That kind of helps out a lot. In terms of guys we have here, man, I think we just got excited for this opportunity. A lot of guys that don't really get that much playing time. When Chris is being here, man, they get the opportunity. So, I know they're excited for it. I'm happy for them. And, again, when Chris gets here, man, we're going to love on him, man. We can't wait for him to be here. But the guys we got, and we're going to go out there and try to dominate week one.
What do you tell those young guys about making a leap from college or training camp to regular season? This is for real, the speed of the game, that kind of thing.
Yeah, man. First couple of games, but I can speak from my own self. It's kind of just dialing on fundamentals, those things, individual things you've been doing from training camp, all those things when you get tired and bullets are flying, it's kind of things you kind of rely on. So rely on those things, allowing your teammates to kind of help you out if you don't know the answer or if you don't know exactly what to do on the call, not being hesitant to ask questions. And so as the game progresses and then we keep going throughout the game, those guys get more comfortable and we just kind of just settle in after that.
Did you have a welcome to the NFL moment in those first 4 weeks of your rookie year?
I can't remember his name, but I remember we played week one. I think it was here versus the Browns, I believe. And guard pulled up on me, you know what I'm saying? I hit him my right shoulder, still made him for about 2 seconds, and then I got put on my back pretty quick. That's probably my welcome to NFL moment, man. It's the first time I think I've ever been put on my back like that my whole life. So definitely was an eye-opener for me.
Nick, heading into this first regular season game, what have you learned about Drew in your time with him preparing for the first year as a Chief?
Yeah, man, I think he provides a versatile piece to our defense. They're able to do a lot of things. He's kind of like a little tweener, I guess you can kind of say. He covers really well compared to the runs, also a smart guy. He can lead. You can kind of tell he has an alpha dog mentality about him. And so he wants to go out there and compete and win. And again, guys like that in our scheme, man, we love him being here. The goal is to go out there and win and compete. So guys like that in the locker room, man, I know we got a chance to win.
Do you feel a target on your back at all? I mean, y'all are going to raise a banner Thursday night. The whole NFL world's going to be watching. Everybody wants to dethrone the Chiefs. Do you feel that pressure? Does that motivate you throughout the offseason?
I necessarily wouldn't say pressure, but we understand that being world champs and win a Super Bowl, you're going to get everybody's best shot. It is what it is. That's a competitive part of football. That's why we all love sports. Year prior was another champion, and everybody came at them at 100% of everything they had. So, again, it's just kind of the cost of winning, and just got to go out there and execute. Again, who loves competition? I know I do.
Anybody else? Good way to end.
Yeah. Thank you.